So Rashad Bateman just revealed why he was able to have a career year with 756 yards and 9 touchdowns, and talks about how there's a lot more meat on the bone and how he hopes he can get more targets and help his team out even more. And he also talks about how he feels Lamar Jackson, his guy, got snubbed. And we also got Kyle Hamilton on the Up and Adams show talking about, winning that Super Bowl, and also talking about the rivalry they got going on with the Cincinnati Bengals and more. And Derrick Henry was interviewed in a very funny session with Michael Parsons. And Michael Parsons said, bro, if you want to win a Super Bowl, you're going to go join Kansas City. If you can't beat him, join him. And he said, absolutely not. I'm with the quarterback that I always wanted to play with. We got to go get this thing done. Plus, Mina Kimes reveals why she voted for Lamar Jackson for MVP over Josh Allen and much more, man. So welcome into another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock. As always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens. Today, let's go ahead and dive into the content. At number 1, let's talk about what Kyle Hamilton had to say on facing them Cincinnati Bengals. He also talked about there was a Lombardi on the set. We won't be able to show you the whole clip just so I don't want to get copyrighted or anything, but you'll hear the audio, and there was a Lombardi sitting on the set, and Kay Adams is like, hey, do you want to touch it or anything? He's like, no, absolutely not. Bad juju, not doing that. She's like, why is that? And he's like, that's like looking at my bride before the wedding day in her wedding dress. Like, that's just, you don't do that, right? And it was kind of funny. But and he also talks about the Bengals rivalry that they got going on. So go ahead here and take a listen.
Wait, why don't you want to touch it?
It's bad juju.
Why?
It's just, it's kind of like seeing your bride in her wedding dress before the day.
That's a perfect way to describe it. I didn't even think about it.
So maybe I shouldn't even look at it.
You don't even like that it's here?
Yeah.
I think maybe we should not have a Lombardi trophy on set, though, if it makes players uncomfortable. What was the come to Jesus moment? If you had to put it in a frame that's on my set, what does that moment look like in this season where you guys came together and turned it around?
I love that album, but...
Great cover.
Yeah. Probably just a picture of Jamar and Joe Burrow from our week, I don't know what it was, week 10 game. And Jamar had 270 and 2 touchdowns, and Joe had 500 yards. We won, thank God, because we have Lamar Jackson. But after that game, everybody in the defense was like, look, we got to change something. So everybody looked.
Who's the vocal leader? Who said, on defense rather? Who came and said?
Our DC, Zach Orr, first year DC, and he's like, all the outside noise I don't care about, I just care about you guys and your success. So let's get it figured out, and we did. And props to him for that, for sure.
So do Jamar and Joe motivate you personally?
Not them, actually. Maybe. I feel like we've always just had a sour taste in our mouth playing against the Bengals, just because we've had bad games against them. That's props to them. They've come out and played well. Those games are always fun, though, to be in. It kind of feels like a game outside the AFC North. It's just we play the Browns, we play the Steelers. It's going to look like something. I don't know why it always looks crazy when we play the Bengals, but it's pretty fun.
Kyle Hamilton going into year number 4. Crazy to think about. Feels like he was just drafted, but him and Tyler Linderbaum are legitimately 2 All-Pro, Pro Bowl players that the Ravens got in the first round. Absolutely crazy to think that they got 2 stalwart, franchise cornerstone type pieces that they just build their team around. One on offense, one on defense, both in the same round. And then you also got some other really good players in that draft, like Isaiah Likely and others. So Ravens continue to build through the draft and bring in young talent with a great scouting department, and Eric DeCosta, the way he drafts there. But we got 11 more picks in this year's draft. And I'm curious to see if he'll use some of that on some trade capital, if he'll trade up, or if he just gets, a bunch of guys and see who he can hit a home run on. I'm excited for this year's draft. But Kyle Hamilton, we know he was shifted to free safety in the middle of the season. After that Bengals routing, after the Bengals and, Burrow put up 500 yards and Jamar Chase had 270 receiving yards, which was a historically good game for them. We know he was put back at free safety, taken out of the role where he was kind of all over the place as the Swiss Army knife. I'm curious to see if he stays back at free safety because of how mentally sound he was and able to get guys in the right assignments and not give up any passing touchdowns. He didn't give up a passing touchdown all year as soon as he went back there. he can play free safety, but I also am curious to see if they want him to make more of the splash plays instead of, protecting the deep areas of the field. If they want to try to get another safety to have Kyle Hamilton come be the Swiss Army knife type of guy that's everywhere, that's blitzing, nickel cornerback, dime linebacker, and those type of positions. It'll be interesting to see. Let me know what you guys think about Kyle Hamilton in the comments, if you think he should stay at free safety, or if you'd like to see him still kind of move around and get another free safety next to our Darius Washington. At number 2, let's talk about what our guy Rashad Bateman had to say in an interview where he was asked about his success. Rashad Bateman, you guys know, if you guys have been watching the channel for a little bit, I've been a big Rashad Bateman guy ever since he got drafted. I liked him coming out of college. He had made really, nice splash plays his rookie year, but dealt with the injury. Then the next year had a really nice start to the season where he was the wide receiver one, the clear-cut one in Greg Roman's offense. He had a couple of really big games. I remember him torching the Dolphins, torching the Jets, making all kinds of plays, and then had a foot injury. And then he got banged up in the year of 2023 in training camp and missed some time with a brand new offensive coordinator. And then Odell Beckham Jr. was brought in. So he really wasn't the guy that year. And, Todd Monken didn't really have a lot of reps with him to see how to incorporate him in the offense. And then 2024 was the first season where he was like the clear-cut number 2 receiver and was given more opportunities, and he was healthy. And you saw what that looked like. You saw, 9 touchdowns, 750 yards.
Rashad, congratulations on a great season.
Yes,
I'm curious, what clicked for you this year that hadn't previously?
I would just say opportunity and health. Just being able to be on the field and stay healthy and be out on the field and, get those reps in with Lamar and get those reps in the offensive system and being healthy, it paid off for me. Just being able to go in and be 100% ready, and being 100%, mentally ready. It's a lot that goes into it.
Sure that you can be out on the field?
I would just say continue to train. I try to train really hard and just continue to prepare my body for, that long game season and prepare for camp. I take my training very seriously, and I think that's the only thing that can prepare me for the season. Just being able to go in and be 100% ready, and being 100%, mentally ready. It's a lot that goes into it, but I'm definitely looking forward to this next season.
And then what you're looking for year 3 in this offense?
Todd Monken definitely is a very key component to what we're doing. Obviously, everybody knows that in the way he coaches, demanding and making sure that we're on top of our details, and that's paid off for us, honestly. Lamar has done a great job of taking that message and giving it to the whole team. Derrick, the defensive guys. I think we just had a good team of leaders. The veterans did a good job of stepping up and leading. When they should, and I feel like everybody wanted to win. So hopefully we get those same guys back with that same motive, and we can go back and chase it.
Right. And so, should he have won the MVP
He should
last
have won
night,
the MVP.
Mr. Bateman?
He was robbed.
Yeah.
He was robbed.
What do you think about? He got a 4th place vote for MVP. What do you think about that?
I mean, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but I mean, it's definitely more behind the scenes of what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's just the world we live in, because it's night and day.
Right.
Lamar was All-Pro, and he doesn't win MVP. I'm pretty sure Josh Allen wasn't All-Pro, and he doesn't win MVP.
Well,
so
Josh Allen was 2nd team All-Pro. Lamar was 1st team All-Pro.
and he hadn't beaten every category. So it's like, bro, what are we looking at?
Yeah.
Like, even if he was my teammate or he wasn't my teammate, it's like, bro, what are we looking at? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, respect to Josh. We all know he's an amazing player.
Yes,
we know that. But, I mean, when you're watching the game and you look at the numbers, it's like, what are we valuing to make these, give the right people these accolades and make it feel, earned and deserved? Right now, it's just, handed out everywhere. So
it is a weird one that he's the 1st team All-Pro. How is he not the MVP? It is a weird one. Regardless of anything, we all love Josh. He's great.
Yes.
But Lamar's numbers speaks for themselves, and it is definitely a weird one.
If he would have gotten, maybe 85, 90 targets, a little bit, higher target volume, he definitely could have hit 1,000 yards. That's the type of receiver he is. I really do feel like the Baltimore Ravens, with their 2 first-round selection wide receivers they have right now in Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers, when they're both healthy, they are wide receiver 1 caliber of receivers. I truly believe that with their route running and their precision, their playmaking abilities, their athleticism. Those guys are both 4.4 receivers that got speed. You know what I mean? And they have juice, they have acceleration. And Bateman, when he's healthy, you can see he'll make guys miss. He'll juke guys out of their socks. And his release packages, his route running is really good as well. So I'm excited for third year of Todd Monken, with really the second year of two healthy receivers in Flowers and Bateman, what that can look like for the passing game being really dominant, plus Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely coming back. Year 2 of Devontae Walker, who's a speedy guy. And then we talked about the Ravens possibly adding another X-type receiver who, because Eric DeCosta just talked about that in a recent interview. But at number 3, take a listen on why Mina Kimes voted for Lamar Jackson for this year's MVP.
I mean, look, I voted for Lamar. The votes are public. We were split on this show. It was a dead heat. It was extremely close. The only wrong take on MVP is that it was obvious between these two. Because it was not obvious, and it went down to the wire. I will say the reason why I voted for Lamar really quickly, 4,000 passing yards, 900 rushing yards, first quarterback to ever do that. Almost broke the record for passer rating. Played a harder slate of defenses, and then in their head-to-head matchup came out on top. So that was the difference for me. I know with Bills, people point to Allen being more valuable maybe because of the pieces around him. I do think people underrate how good that offensive line is. That was another thing I took into consideration. But like I said, this was very close.
So yeah, to me, it was the clear-cut choice. Josh Allen was incredible, and I do agree that Lamar Jackson had a better supporting cast. However, the difference in number didn't justify him winning the MVP. Like, Lamar's numbers weren't just a little better, they were historically good. He was the first quarterback ever to have 4,000 passing yards, 900 rushing, almost broke this single season passer rating record, broke Michael Vick's all-time rushing record in the same season. 41 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions is not even on this planet. You never see quarterbacks have that type of year. Plus the rushing and the impact that he had on Derrick Henry and all the other stuff, man. I just thought Lamar was the guy, but Josh Allen did have a great season, and he didn't have a necessarily elite supporting cast, but I just didn't get it because I'm like, man, Amari Cooper's not a scrub. Keon Coleman was your first-round selection, first-round receiver. You got Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox, which is a nice tight end duo. And then you had the best offensive line in football, and James Cook, who was a Pro Bowl running back. So I just did not understand the whole didn't have a supporting cast narrative that they were trying to throw on Josh Allen. But I digress from that. At number 4, here's what Derrick Henry had to say about winning that Lombardi. He started to pray on set. He was like, Lord, if you hear me, and he put his hands together, he really wants that ring. Here's what he had to say.
Super Bowl is the last thing that you need.
I want the Super Bowl. I gotta have it, bro. I'm gonna be depressed if I don't get it. I gotta get a Super Bowl. Please. Lord, right now, please. If you hear me.
I hate to do this to you, dog. You gotta do what Shady did.
You talking about when he joined? No, bro, I'm not doing that. I can't.
If you can't beat him, join him.
No, I'm not. Not at all. I'm playing with a quarterback I always wanted to play with, so.
So that's good. Derrick Henry sticking with his guns. There's some talks of a contract extension that could be happening with Derrick Henry and the Ravens to open up a little bit more salary cap and have another year of him in Baltimore. I know he is older, but if there's a guy that's going to add value, Henry's going to add value. Even if as he gets older, if he slows up a little bit, he's still going to be an elite red zone running back. And he's still let's not act like he wasn't posting 23 miles per hour. And the way he takes care of his body and also the hunger that he has to win a Super Bowl, he's going to provide value. I think he'll be a legit RB1, 1,500 plus yard rusher again next season. As far as after that, remains to be seen, but I think he's going to continue providing value as long as he's, strapping up football cleats. He's going to put everything he has out there, and he'll prepare that he's that type of guy. So I got faith in Derrick Henry. It'd be cool to see him extended and get some more cap space, because at number 5, there's some free agents out there that the Ravens could pursue. We know Khalil Mack is one of the top guys, or pass rushers. Matt Judon, Azeez Ojulari. Will the Ravens go that route to try to boost their pass rush, or will they try to add a guy in the first round? Remains to be seen. Let me know in the comment section below what you think the Ravens should do about their pass rush, and if there's any top free agent targets that you would like to see the Ravens bring in. Also, I just want to let you know, we talked about this in yesterday's video, but we did post our first video on the new Emboldened channel. If you guys hadn't heard about it yet, it's a channel just dedicated to life, parenting, marriage. It's a faith-based Christian channel. You guys know this is a sports podcast, and I'm open about my faith, but this channel is just going to be for discipleship of Jesus Christ, Bible study, faith, life stuff, all that good stuff. So I think you guys will get value out of it. Make sure you go check out the first video and subscribe to that new channel if you guys want to support. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
When he wasn't looking, he ran me over.